Hey guys, welcome on back to the Anchorage, and I'm in my kitchen, as you can see. Can you see? It's pretty dark, isn't it? Why don't I fix that a little bit? Oh, what do you know? I've got a light. And I've got another light. And I've got yet another light. So, hold on one second. I'm going to make it a little brighter. Hold on. Alright, I've got it a little brighter in here. I've got the light up here on, and I shut those ones off. So we are going to be focusing on improving the under cabinet lighting here and stuff like that. So all I have to do is just rock a switch, and there we go. So it's held up with Velcro, and if I remove it, this is the light. So I'll walk a little closer. As you can see, this is all it is. Some of you may recognize it. It's from Dollar Tree. It was $1.25. I purchased 3 of these. So let's talk about improving this. Okay, I've moved over onto the couch because I need to sit for this. We've got, here are the lights. So here are these. Very simple, very cheap, very economical, very easy to use. So what I did with these, and I'll just use this one as the example because it doesn't have any Velcro on the back, is I just took these, I put in a couple of AAA batteries, and then I took some I took some Velcro and that had a sticky back, and pressed it on and just stuck them up underneath those cabinets. Now, when I first bought this place years back, it didn't have any lighting underneath those, and I wanted to improve the lighting a little bit, and so it was the thing with kitchens. A lot more had been getting them and stuff like that. Well, the person that owned this before I purchased it, they went the cheap route. They just bought just cabinets and just had them thrown in there because of an issue in the wall. But so it was basically a brand new kitchen for me. It still is. I still think it is. And also the bathroom. Much of the bathroom is pretty much brand new. So I like that wood. It's kind of like a white oak. It reminds me of my camp because all those cabinets were like that. I really like that wood. I really like the color. I love it. It's awesome. So I wanted to keep that. Excuse me 1 second while I dig out my knife, my little pocket knife. It's a little Swiss Army type thing. This is just the small one because I need to open up a box. That box happens to be this one that I happened to receive yesterday from Amazon. I am going to be improving on these lights. So I'm going to be doing away with these lights. That's why I've got them all right here. There's that one, there's that one. So I've got all 3 right here. And the Velcro's still on the cabinet, stuff like that. I'm going to try to do this without having to remove that, although it's not a big deal. I'll remove it if I have to. If not, whatever. So I've got my little letter opener Swiss Army knife. Yeah, so I'm just going to open this, and I want to show you what the improvement is. So let's get that. Get that. Oh my God, I am so special. I got free packing material. Oh, like an old geezer. I should save that. Whatever. All right, so I'll get both of these out. Now, these come in 2 packs. These are, let's see, it's got 84 LEDs. It's by Brighten, and it is the sensor cabinet lights. Interesting. Okay, it's pretty cool. And they are sealed, so why don't I open up my knife again? It's just silly. Makes sense, but it's silly. Let's get these open. Excuse me. Okay. Alright, so what comes in here? Well, let's see. We've got a couple of USB-C cords to charge the batteries, because these are rechargeable. And it comes in little pockets of bubble wrap. And there we are. So this is the light. Hold that up there somewhat. So basically, there are 84 LEDs inside of here, and it's got a power type thing, power button, temperature type button. You know, like how intense of a light you want. There's many different selections on it, and essentially what you do is you stick these on the back, and then you stick it up underneath. Now, this also has a sensor capability. That's what this little guy is right here. It's a motion sensor. So if it picks up any motion within a certain amount of distance, it just automatically turns on. And then when it stops picking up movement for a period of, let's say, 20 seconds, it automatically shuts off. I love that. That is awesome. That is going to work out so well, and it's going to brighten up that area a lot. And let's see, we've got a couple other things in here. These appear to be metal attachment doodads. If I can get them out of here. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to tear this thing apart to get to it. It's just bubble wrap anyways, I don't care. It's just to help it not get all beat up in transit. Yep, that's all it is. It's just a little thing here. These ones here, I believe, get attached. Oh, there it is. These are magnetic. And essentially, take it and there we go. I'll pull that back a little bit so you can see it. There's that. I'll stick it back up there. So there's that. And so I've got two of these guys. What else is there? User manual, or user guide, excuse me. So, alright, so before I do anything else with this, I want to go ahead and charge these up. So I'm going to go do that. Alright, so I've gotten those onto the USB-C plugs, and I've hooked it up to my USB hub on the computer to charge them up. When I plugged them in and turned on those switches, the sensor domes on them lit up red, which means charging. So, you know, it has an LED in there, you know, to indicate if it's charging or not. And when it completes, it'll turn green. So I'm going to let that go and do that. So what I want to do is just kind of go over briefly. Now, each one of those packs, it came in a 2-pack. I bought 4 altogether, and they each came with a little packet. So why don't we see what we've got? All right, so in each of these little packets is 2 more of these magnetic mounting plates. They're basically just steel, just metal, magnetic. You know, they don't stick to each other. These are just receivers. The actual magnets are inside the actual lights. So, and also we've got some mounting screws. These are very, very short, and that's a good thing, because what I am planning on doing is actually screwing these into the bottom of the cabinets. That way they are solid, they don't move, stuff like that. Now, the inspiration for all of this came from YouTube University. Hello. I subscribe to a channel. It's mostly for renters, you know, in apartments and stuff like that. I forget off the top of my head the name of it. Otherwise, I'd say what it is. I'll try to put it down below in the description for folks. You can do that. However, That channel is focused around apartments and renters, doing things DIY that doesn't cause damage and things of that sort. It's very simple, very economical. It's stuff that you can do, and then when you happen to move out, you can just break it down and take it with you, or what have you. So that's what I'm doing with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this charge up, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to let it go. The construction on them is fantastic. They're very sturdy, very well built, I'm not going to say bulky, but they've got some heft to them. And that's a word that I haven't been able to think of in months. I haven't been able to remember it. It's got heft, H-E-F-T, heft. Anyways, that's because of my brain. But anyways, there's 2 of these brackets or plates on each of those, and I've got 2 more, which means I don't have to have them there all the time. I can take the thing off, move it somewhere else, and when I need to, if I want to. It's kind of a good idea. I might do that. Who knows? Either way. And this video is, I was just trying to decide whether or not I actually wanted to do a video for this. Because, it takes a little effort to do, setting up, all that stuff like that. But at the same time, so I told my friend Freya, I'm like, hey, I've got some content for a new video, but I don't know if I really should do it. And I told her what it was about, and or what it would be about, and which is these lights. And she said, you should put it up on YouTube. And I'm like, well, I don't just do to myself. I'm like, I don't just do YouTube. I do Odyssey and Rumble as well. But in either case, so that's neither here nor there. But she said you should do that. So, so this video is dedicated to Freya for giving me the inspiration and the motivation to go ahead and get it done. So, love you, Freya, cuz hope to see you sooner versus later. So, in either way, I'm going to let that charge up, and next time you see me, we will likely be back in the kitchen and getting this set up. But what I could actually do is I could probably get this all set up now, but I don't want to have alignment screw-ups, so I'm going to wait until they are actually charged up, because I'm going to use them to help placement of these. So, these guys. So, we're going to wait it up. So, here we go. All right, we are back, and I have actually gone through and I've actually installed them already, so don't sue me. Oh, I want to watch them do it, blah, blah, blah. I want to watch it being done, stuff like that. I can't do that kind of thing, at least half the time I can't. But anyways, I went ahead, I put them in there, so now it's time to show you what everything looks like. So I had a pack of 2, and then I bought another pack of 2, because I know I wanted 3. And so that ended up with 4. So you'll see. Here comes number 1. If I can get it to go. Number 2. There we go. And number 3, if I can figure out where you are. There you are. And number 4. Here we go. Oh, but that's not it. Watch this. So there we go. I've got 4 under cabinet lighting underneath my kitchen cabinets to replace the 3 of these. So what am I going to do with these ones now? I haven't figured it out. I have ideas. I could use these in my closets to an extent. I don't know. I'm going to play with that. I might give it to the other person living here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But in either sense, so I've got all of my, I did remove all of the Velcro that was already underneath it. It's all right here. And I've got all of the little sticky backs. So as far as mounting them goes, you know, these things, this is just the packet, but these things, they've got, you know, they're sticky back. So what I did was I placed them on the back of the light, removed the protective film, that's this stuff, and then just pressed it up into place, angled it off, you know, gave it a little English, so you angle it off and remove it, and then I followed it up with my ratcheting screwdriver with a bit small enough to handle the Phillips head screws. And what I had to do was basically had to hold it like this to get it up in there, and then push up from here, and then I just, using the knurling on the shaft of the screwdriver, to turn it until it catches, and then once it started catching, then I ratcheted it the rest of the way while pushing up into it. And the length of those screws are not very long. They wouldn't go through all the way, so I made sure of that. So that's all good. And so yeah, so all of those are in place now. So yeah, that's fantastic. My left ear is ringing, which means somebody's thinking about me. So Frey, if that's you, let me know. It's 2:37. So there you go. I'm just kidding, but in either sense. So we, yeah, that's basically this edition of Run Quest. That's my renovation improvement of replacing these for the kitchen, and I did these initially as a joke. That was, and it was a joke against the town I live in, because everybody's a profiteering glutton in one way, shape, or form. So what I did was, well, there were no lights underneath those cabinets to begin with, and of course, you know, today's current day and age, everybody started doing that and everything like that, and it's like, okay, so why not increase the value of the kitchen / home by putting in additional lighting underneath the cabinets? So that's what I did. And because of this town, $5,000. I increased the value of my kitchen / house or home by $5,000. And since I did it with these in particular, I increased it another $1,000, because these, they're a lot more valuable than little rinky-dink lights from Dollar Tree. So there we go. So I got that. Pretty good joke, huh? But in any sense, that is this edition of Run Quest. Thank you very much for coming along. If you happen to like this type of content, hey, give me a like, subscribe for more if you wish to do so, and we'll talk to you in the future. So thank you very much. Skál.
Skál, skál, a toast and a thought.